Hey there again, and welcome to Burp of Wisdom number 8. Right, so, yeah. Today I, together, you and me, you and we want to go through something against your will, which is a controversial topic for your heart and soul if you are mainly a modern day player who doesn't really have their guitars prepped for the standard E tuning, and you're mostly playing in like drop tunings, whether it's drop D or something lower, or it's standard tunings but it's not standard E, so again it's something lower. And obviously there's like the further extreme of guys who are only playing in like super low tunings, like C, B, A, G, F sharp, that sort of thing. And again, obviously there's nothing wrong with it, and there's a whole world out there for this type of guitar, for this type of tuning. It's like a whole world on its own, and obviously I enjoy it just as much as anyone else, and I used to play quite a lot of it back in the day. But what I wanted to talk about today was the fact that no matter what your main guitar style is, my personal advice is always keep at least, like, if you have a cheap crappy guitar, maybe your first guitar or something like this, you still have lying around the house somewhere, thrown in a corner with dust and like spider web on it, just make it bring it up to working condition, and always keep around a guitar that is in standard E tuning. Like, you'll be like, why? Because that doesn't support any of my playing. I'm not interested in any of that. I only like to play metal and gent or whatever, power, thrash metal and stuff like that. Well, here's the thought behind it. Mainly, I mean, there's no absolute law that says you will not get good at guitar for what you're trying to play for your main preferred style if you don't have a standard E guitar around you and you're not practicing. None of that. However, I've come across this problem with so many people in the past, with some of my students, also when I was teaching guitar here and there many moons ago, and also in my own playing. So what happens is, no matter how stubborn you are with I'm only metal, I'm only playing this, I don't care about any other crap different from what I'm playing, you'll still have that innate desire to improve yourself, and also like to be able to improvise, to know more theory, because although you hate theory and you don't like it and you don't want to learn it, there's still that part of you that wants to understand those things and hopefully employ those things into your own playing. And you just in short, you'll always try to evolve outside of what you're currently doing, no matter what and no matter at what level. Maybe you'll be like, it's none of that, I don't relate to it at all. My personal gut feeling is that you just don't realize it, and you're kind of trying to block that thought because you've probably labeled normal guitar playing as pussy guitar, and you think the best thing out there is only what you're listening to and only what you're playing. Again, nothing wrong with anyone's preferences, but again, countless times I've heard people say, I don't really know what I'm doing on the fretboard in terms of where to be, if a song is in this key or that key, or when a chord change happens, or when a key change happens, or they just want to mess around every now and then, and they try to like improvise, and they immediately see that they suck, and they just let go of it, and they never come back to it, or they come back to it like 2 years later again to be frustrated for like 2 minutes, realizing they pretty much can't do anything, and yeah, things like that. And it's a shame, because it's a shame to be such an experienced player in your own style but just be really boxed into it. And the main thing, in my opinion, the most important thing about this whole thing is that guitar playing in general, and tuition, and all helpful materials out there now that we have YouTube and social media and internet and whatever, all of it, okay, not all of it, because obviously you have your niche, and there's plenty of tutorials and artists out there that are teaching you how to do your thing, but most of the fundamentals, and still 90+% of guitar playing out there, is still being done and taught on standard E guitars. And again, you might be playing advanced metal, extreme metal, shred, whatever, but you will always lack some fundamentals, which you will say you want to have nothing to do with them, like rockabilly, or some funk things, or some blues things. You'll say you just don't care about any of those things, because they're just not in your, they're just not your cup of tea. But it really, in my opinion, it really makes sense that if you truly want to advance your playing further, you have to at one point go back to the beginnings, go back to the fundamentals, go back to the drawing board, and start experimenting with sorry, my battery died, and yeah, where was I? Eventually, when you will want to go back to the basics every now and then, you will have your guy online on YouTube or other platforms that you'll just run across into, and like he'll have you go back to the minor pentatonic, for example. You will have, I don't know, the standard licks, or I don't know, just stuff like that. Like, you will probably want to play some, even acoustic chords, like, although my guitar is out of tune right now, you'll get the idea, right? So you need to have the tool available for whenever you want to study those things, because just shredding up and down all day in your extreme metal realm, or just chugging, will only get you this far. I mean, when you want to improve on your lead playing, or even on your rhythm playing, it's a lot better to go back to the people who are able to teach you. And most of them, I mean, apart from your favorite artists in your genre, there are tons of other people out there with tons of more knowledge that can just be shared and taught to you. If you have something, again, it can be like super cheap, just like this one, something cheap lying around for just those times when you want to learn some scale theory, modes, improvisation, or whatever. Right, so enough of it. It's a lot of yabba yabba, and talking for the same subject over and over again, but I just wanted you to like get a intervention, if you will, for sometimes getting out of your box and just rely on other people and other music genres out there to further improve your skills on the guitar, right? So that being said, I will cut the whole thing now, yeah? Thank you. Bye.